She looked me in the eyes and said I meant nothing, not that I meant less, not that I had changed, just nothing. It was one of those moments where the silence afterward hurts more than the words themselves. I did not argue, I did not cry. I just stood there, letting the sentence echo in my chest until it felt like I could not breathe. And then I left, quietly. I packed a small bag, shut the door slowly, and walked out of the house that we once called ours. No shouting, no slamming, no goodbye, just me, the streetlight, and a heart that no longer had a home. We had spent 4 years together. 4, and all it took was one sentence to undo all of it. You mean nothing to me. People think heartbreak is loud, but sometimes it is just quiet, a slow ache, a constant ringing in your ears as you pretend to be okay. The days that followed were blurry. I would stare at the ceiling at night, wondering if I missed something, some warning sign, some moment where I could have done better. But the truth is, I loved her with everything I had, and it still was not enough. I had heard about him before, her co-worker, the one who made her laugh in ways I could not, the one with the expensive shoes and fake charm. She said it was nothing, that I was being insecure. But the heart knows. It always knows. And still I tried. I fought for her in ways I never fought for anyone. Late-night talks, forgiveness for missed calls, patience when her affection began to fade. Until that night, when she finally said it like it had been waiting on her tongue for months. I meant nothing. I did not know how I made out the door, how I did not collapse on the floor. But I did. Weeks passed. Not a word from her. Not a text. Not even a forwarded meme she used to send. Nothing. I started healing the only way I knew how. Through silence. Through small victories like going a whole day without checking her social media. Through deep breaths when her name flashed in my memories. Then one night, I saw her on Instagram with him, smiling like nothing had ever gone wrong. Like I never existed. It hurt, of course it did. But it also told me something. She had moved on, so I tried to do the same. I went back to the gym, started meeting old friends, found music that did not remind me of her. I did not hate her. I just accepted that sometimes love is not enough to keep someone. But then one night, my phone lit up. It was her. I stared at the screen for a full minute before picking it up. Her voice was shaky. She asked if we could talk. I said nothing. She asked again, this time almost whispering. Please. We met at a quiet cafe the next day. She looked different, messier, tired. But the moment she saw me, her eyes filled with tears. She said he left her, just walked out one day, told her she was too much, that he needed space. Now she was the one who felt like nothing. She started listing things. How I never let her feel unloved, how I was always patient, how I made her laugh without trying. She said, I didn't know what I had until I lost it. I just listened quietly, like I had done the night she broke me. She reached across the table and said she missed me, that she made a mistake, that maybe we could fix things. And for a second, just a second, my heart wanted to believe her, but something inside me had changed. I looked at her and said, you told me I meant nothing, and I believed you. So I started living like it was true. And in that process, I found peace. She cried harder, said she didn't mean it, that she was confused, lost. But I was no longer the man who would carry her pain just to make her feel whole. I had stitched myself back together too many times to hand her the needle again. I told her I forgave her, but I could not go back. Not because I hated her, but because I finally loved myself more than the memory of us. She asked if I still loved her, and I told her, I love who you were, but I do not recognize who you became. She walked away that day with tears in her eyes and silence in her steps. And I sat there not broken, but free. Sometimes, people only realize your worth when they're left with nothing, but that does not mean you have to let them back in. Some chapters deserve to end, not with bitterness, but with peace. And if she ever thinks of me again, I hope she remembers I was the one who stayed until she told me not to. And when she finally needed me, I had already learned to need myself.